Hey friends, it's me, Pastor Doug, with another word of encouragement for the day for today, Wednesday, April 7th. I hope you're having a great day today. Hey, today's word comes out of the book of John, chapter 21, verses 15, 16, and 17. And it continues a story that we looked at yesterday. And it also continues our exploration this week of the events that took place between the resurrection of Jesus and the ascension of Jesus. So if you happened to tune in yesterday, you know that we talked about the moment that Jesus' disciples had gone back out to fish. Jesus appeared on the shore and said, "Hey guys, you got any fish?" And they're like, "No." And he said, put your net on the right side and you'll catch some. And they caught a ton of fish. In fact, they couldn't even hardly pull the nets in. And then they recognized that it was Jesus. And Peter jumped in the water. Remember, he put his clothes back on, which was kind of strange, jumped in the water and went in to see Jesus. Well, today we're going to read the conversation that took place between Peter, who had betrayed and denied Jesus 3 times, and Jesus himself. Let's pick it up in verse 15. When they had finished eating, this is on the Sea of Galilee, on the beach, after Jesus had miraculously told them to put their nets on the right-hand side of the boat, and they pulled in all these nets the same day. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said. You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again, Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" And Peter was hurt. He was hurt because Jesus had asked him a third time, "Do you love me?" He said, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." And Jesus replied, "Then feed my sheep." Friends, you probably are already picking up on the symbolism of this. How many times did Peter deny Jesus? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. How many times did Jesus ask Peter, "Do you love me?" Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So is Jesus really grinding it in so that Peter feels really guilty? No. That's the beautiful thing about this passage in John 21, is Jesus isn't grinding guilt and shame and humiliation into Peter. He's not reminding Peter of how he blew it. He's restoring Peter. He's redeeming Peter's story. This is a redemptive conversation, not a guilt-inducing conversation. And friends, you and I need to know this about Jesus. So often still, we protect and we hide from Jesus, and we feel guilty and we feel ashamed, and we can't believe that we blew it again in this area, and we're trying to do better in this area, and then we blow up and do something wrong again, and we just feel so bad and so guilty. Listen, guilt and shame are not from Jesus. Conviction, absolutely. He will point out areas where we are falling short, but it's always redemptively. And friends, that's the context of this conversation, is Jesus is working redemptively in the life of Peter, and he's restoring Peter's vocation as one of his disciples. He's saying, "Do you love me? Yeah, I know you do. In fact, I know you do, and I want you to partner with me in my ministry. I want you to take care of my sheep. I want you to feed my sheep." He's obviously not talking about real sheep, type sheep. He's talking about people, his followers. And Peter does go on to become one of the preeminent, premier, primary leaders of the early church. And I don't just mean he got important. I mean he served and he sacrificed and he cared for Jesus' disciples the way that Jesus had. And this little moment on the beach reminds us that our failures are not fatal. Peter's failure wasn't fatal, and friends, your failure is not fatal. Jesus uses our failures and our mistakes and our shortcomings, and he redeems them and he turns them into something beautiful. Friends, may you continue to love and serve Jesus in response to the grace that he has poured into your life. And remember, your failures are not fatal, and Jesus is at work in your life to redeem and restore. Friends, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.